Only 1 minute in, and he's out! Get off! Take it off!
I'm not gonna win, I'm just gonna mess with File. All I'm gonna do is just keep getting DQ'd.
Who is that? Woo! You listen up, chump!
Honestly, it is
Hello, everybody.
an announcement for nothing.
A lot of people have asked. No more Band-Aids, no more bullshit. The truth is here, and it's coming at you hard.
Perfect timing. Hello, everybody. How come I'm hearing an echo? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Battle Pass. That's right. We are live on location because Larry Geiger does not believe in giving me any time off at all. So it is pretty amazing that no matter what, nothing stops the PGF. That is right, my friends. Even though I don't have chat, none of the things seem to be working. I have an echo, which I hope is only on my end, but no echo. Okay, well, hey, in the world of pushing forward, let's do it. Hello, everybody, and how are you doing? My name is Markus, and this is the Battle Pass. That's right. Your what is supposed to be on Tuesday talk show. But you know what? When it comes to pivoting, nobody does it better than the PGF. That's right. Because technical difficulties, servers being shut down, me being out of town, and Larry Geiger firing the person who was supposed to be covering me and essentially saying, Markus, stop pretending like you have a choice. And here I am, folks. We had a drone drop off the rig right to the front door of the vacation home. And let me tell you, it's pretty nice. I really would like to get chat. It is, so I'm going to be a little distracted just because without an audience, what even is the point, right? So maybe if I drop that down, it'll pop up the thing that it's supposed to be popping up, which is, of course, you wonderful people in the digital arena, chilling in the digital octagon, checking out the show right now. Let's see if okay, we got the chat. The world is going. Can I get a what? That's right. Here we go. The distractions can stop. We got the one and the only Button Nustin coming into the chat. I'd love to see it. All right, we can push on. So, Larry Geiger essentially holding total and all control over the comings and goings of Markus aside. How are you all doing, and have you been keeping up on the chaos that is the PGF? Let me tell you, y'all, last week we had a wild event. The Mac Daddy found himself in Canadian court, and we managed to get into the back door and get a look around. We will be reviewing our feeds that we managed to get of Mac Daddy's court case later on. Also last week, the one, the only, the Button Nustin himself took the title slot from File MK. It never stops here at the PGF, man, and it just keeps on going because this very Friday, we are going back to Halo. That's right. John 117, the one, the only, is coming back because, man, if anybody does it right, it's John. The PGF and Halo go hand in hand. So if you're not tuning in on Friday, boy howdy, you're missing out on one hell of an adventure. Okay? But that's the future. Let's go back in the past. Because here at the Battle Pass, this is the time where we like to dig in a little deeper as to what happened during our events. And we're actually going to start right off with a highlight from last week's event. Oh boy, that's pretty small now. So last week's event, we had, like I said, Mac Daddy's court case where he had a lot to say to the Canadian government. So let's go back and see exactly what Mac Daddy had to say.
Well, let me get the first thing straight. I don't need no chump, jabroni lawyer represent me, okay? The Big Mac Daddy represents himself through thick and thin, okay? I'm innocent until proven guilty. I didn't break no toes, all right? The person who probably broke some toes is File, because all he can do is get wins from NPC. Why isn't he here? All right, bring him up to the stand, all right? The Big Mac Daddy is innocent. The glove didn't fit. I must acquit.
Mr. Mac Daddy Show, who is this File MK and why do you keep bringing him up?
This File MK kid, let me tell you, he's got an obsession with the Big Mac Daddy, and apparently, maybe I think wanting to be like him and with his skills, okay? This kid is only won by NPCs, Halo Reach, NPCs, Phasmophobia, NPCs, all right? This kid walks in thinking things are gonna get handed to him on a silver platter. Nothing's being handed to you, kid, all right? Sit down, chump. The adults are talking.
Did you or did you not, 30 minutes before the toe incident, Google how to break toes?
I don't need no Google search to win competitions, all right? The Big Mac Daddy is just the purest gamer, all right? Most versatile and best looking too, all right?
Mr. Mac Daddy, you have been warned about not smoking in the courtroom. You know Canada frowns upon it.
You listen up, chump. The Big Mac Daddy does what he wants, when he wants. Okay, I ain't got no rule book, and I'm never gonna follow one. I go by my own rules, all right? So sit that down and shut the fuck up.
Thank you for your deliberations. Now, Mr. Mac Daddy Show, please try to control yourself and stay on topic. But it is now your turn for your closing, or my final verdict is declared.
What is the statute of limitations on this, all right? This happened, Battle of the Gamers, or whatever the fuck the name was. It doesn't matter to me. All right, this was months ago, okay? The Big Mac Daddy is thousands of miles away from these chumps, okay? How would I possibly go break those toes? You tell me that. The Big Mac Daddy's innocent. All right, I could have been at the PGF right now, competing at the highest levels, whooping ass, taking names, all right? But you got me wasting my time here in a fucking stinking courtroom. Come on, this is ridiculous, all right? Give me the verdict now. You all know that I am innocent.
Oh, baby, that is our one and only Big Mac Daddy. So when we first got started at the PGF, we thought we had the best engineers in the world. Well, let me tell you, the best way to know if something sucks is to see somebody do it well. And our new engineers have blown us away at the PGF. All right? They managed to get into the Canadian government's camera feed so that we could not miss the Big Mac Daddy trying to secure his freedom against good old Canada, right? And as you guys may have heard, Mac Daddy was not found guilty of the toe assault. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful damn thing when an innocent man gets set free. So the Big Mac Daddy is coming back, and he is coming back strong and with a vengeance, because he does not like to miss out on gaming in the PGF events, because as you've seen, MacDaddy has been steam rolling through the PGF to the point where Bud Nussin himself has found that MacDaddy's been so effective that he's going to bring it on to his own style, man. It's just amazing. And as you can see here with this highlight of Bud Nustin,
the emotions are starting to get
he is starting to truly change, and he only cares about winning. Watch this.
Continue. We do continue with the match start. Bud Nustin!
Stay alive.
Oh my goodness!
Stay
Bud
alive.
Nustin! What we have to hope is an
Stay alive.
accident appears
Stay
to
alive.
have. I think the teabag seals it. That was no accident.
Stay alive.
As you can see, man, MacDaddy's influence is starting to be pretty strong. Bud Nustin, he was on the same team as File MK. That was during last week's Rainbow Six Invitational event. And I'll tell you, it was bloodthirsty, because not only was Bud Nustin betraying File, it got under File's skin. And there was a match where the Rootin' Tootin' Titan and Bouncin' Betty went off against Bud Nustin and File MK. And not only did Bud Nustin betray File, he also File ended up losing them the entire match. Let's check out File's tantrum.
File MK has a serious face on, and is right now, he has nothing on his mind but victory. The signs of humility are being, oh no, and just like that, File MK gets shot in the face.
File MK. Oh,
Taken out by the Rootin' Tootin' Titan. Congratulations, Root.
Man, as you could see, File was not happy, because right before that, File had actually taken out Bud Nustin. I wish we had that clip, but if you go back and check out the Rainbow Six event, you will see File MK sabotaged his own outcome by shooting Bud Nustin in the back, which allowed Rootin' Tootin' Titan and Bouncin' Betty to overcome and win. Now, I can tell you, it was pretty interesting watching the breakdown of those two professional gamers, because at the end of the day, they each had amazing plays, and victory seemed relatively guaranteed. But as each round progressed, man, these two broke down. And Bud Nustin in the chat himself says, such a selfish move by File. If he was playing the team-based game as a team, he wouldn't have embarrassed us in front of the PGF. And as you can see, those emotions ran heavy. And I'm going to talk later about what happened between Bud Nustin and File MK's 1v1 duel in Rainbow Six. But during the 2v2 match with Bouncin' Betty and Bud Nustin, there was actually a pretty fun new team partnership building between our newest professional gamer and our cutest professional gamer. Check out a pre-match interview that we had with Bouncin' Betty and the Rootin' Tootin' Titan. Check this out, y'all.
Yo, all right. Welcome on in, everyone, along with Rootin' Tootin' Titan and Bouncing Betty. Welcome on in, both of you. How are you both doing today, starting with Rootin' Tootin' Titan?
Hey, Johnny, I'm doing great. You know, I'm sitting here. I'm ready. That last match was close. I said I was here to get my redemption, show everybody what I've got. And I'm going to do it in this match right here.
You know what? Like how Faro said, 8 deaths, but you know what? You did really good that round. Keep going at it. Bouncing Betty, how are you doing?
I am doing really good. I'm excited to be playing with Root this round. I think he's a great competitor. He's really showing up and standing up for the little guy, which I really admire. I think that's something great to do. And I think between our skills, I think it's going to make a really great pair. And I think we can come on top on this one. I feel really good. Let's do it, Root.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's really good to hear. You know what? I may as well ask Rootin' to Titan, like, how do you feel about you and Bouncing Betty teaming up?
Man, Johnny, I can feel the chemistry already. We joined in and there was a spark. So, let's get it.
I think so too.
That is honestly great to hear from the both of you. I wish you the best of luck in the next round. We are going to go back to you, Marcus.
Oh, man, I tell you, there's something really nice when you're surrounded with all of this aggression, all of this competition, and all of this, honestly, cutthroat, high-level entertainment from Buttonustin, File, Mac Daddy. You know, it's easy to forget that at the end of the day, video games are for having fun. Video games are for fun. And Rootin' Titan and Bouncin' Betty's new team partnership seems to be bringing a little bit of fun back to the PGF. But it ain't all about fun, because some of us want titles, some want accolades, some want to dominate. And Buttonustin, Mac Daddy, File, and the other professional gamers are here for that very reason. We have a wonderful person coming in to the Battle Pass chat. DJ Megasloth, hello and welcome. A question from the crowd. Still really missed having the Big Mac Daddy there to dominate everyone. Now, I can tell you, the Big Mac Daddy, nobody does it like the Big Mac Daddy. I do go back to the days of him and Oily Arcader. They were a true phenomenal duo to watch. I can tell you, watching them completely dominate the early years of the PGF, blow your face off, y'all. It was an honor to watch. And I can tell you, seeing Oily come back, it does make me happy. As much as there may be a wedge between former comrades, I can tell you right now, even the thought of those two both being in the PGF again, it's just, I can't wait to see what comes. Because when it comes to Oily, y'all, you have no idea what Oily is going to do. But I can tell you, it's pretty awesome, because in terms of the Big Mac Daddy, he was actually missed so much. We had our very own caller call in and left us a message about the Big Mac Daddy himself. So this is an audio versions of questions from the crowd. So if any of you ever got questions, man, hit us up on our socials. We are the official PGF. We're all over the place. We love to know your questions, your comments. Just put them down, and we will answer all of them that come out. But I can tell you, this voicemail is pretty interesting. You know, I go into these with a nervous hand because I trust production as much as I can throw them. And I can tell you, Big Boy Bob back there, I know your name's Bill. I call you Bob for the joke. Shut it. Okay, I ain't throwing this guy over the couch, let alone far enough to trust him. All right, but in a world of these calls have been pre-screened because there are bad actors out there. Let's go to our first caller, which is actually for, I believe it was for the Big Mac Daddy. So let's tune into that. You got it? All right.
Hi, Marcus. I'm a big fan of the show. I am calling because I have a question about the Big Mac Daddy Show.
Great.
Could you tell me why they call him the Big Mac Daddy Show? I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is Buttonustin still seeing the referee? What's happening between Root Beer and Bouncing Betty? I sense a little bit of chemistry there. I'm interested.
You know, at this point, I feel like this was, you guys can't embarrass me, right? You realize I'm on vacation. I'm enjoying myself right now. Hey, I'm kicking back. Hey, Larry can't get me here. So, was that supposed to embarrass me? Because if anything, that woman had a genuine question for why his name is the Big Mac Daddy. Well, as you guys know, we know why his name's the Big Mac Daddy. We had a show on a couple battle passes back. Maybe I'll stir it up and see if I can bring it. But the Big Mac Daddy stands, I imagine, for, you know, well. And as for Buttonustin's romance with the referee, I mean, that is some wildly old news. I mean, this woman clearly has been fans of the PGF for a long time, because
I mean, that's just, I mean, Bud Nustin used to be romantically involved with one of our referees. I mean, that is some old news, but just interesting, right? I mean, it goes to show when you've been watching a show for so long, you ultimately, you forget how much you've learned. I mean, that's a throwback to the past. I mean, ultimately, you'll have to ask Mac Daddy why they call him Big. Bud Nustin and her have not been together for years at this point. And as for Bouncin' Betty and Rootin' Tootin' Titan, they are clearly just competitors. I mean, have you ever heard of teamsmanship, worksmanship? I mean, they're just allies on the war that is the digital octagon. So, I mean, ultimately, thank you for being a fan for so long. I hope that was a throwback to Bud Nussin as much as it was to us, but you know, we got to keep going on. That was wild. Screened it, huh? Yeah, you screened it? Who am I looking at? I'm on vacation right now. I'm used to looking at the idiots to my right. I'm just kidding. You know I love each and every one of our PGF production crew. Y'all my G's. Nobody works harder. They're the ones that made this all happen in the first place, right? I am as digital could be right now. They had to ship me this shirt. Okay, I told them I'm not putting my suit on. It's not in the contract. I ain't doing it. Not on my vacations. So pushing on and powering through, I also want to make sure that we cover something wild that happened. So since the the Survive the Night fight, File MK has held on to a title slot for the Night of Nightmares event coming up on October 3rd. That's right. During the Night of Nightmares, the Professional Gamers Federation Championship holder will be determined. As of this moment right now, it is the Big Mac Daddy Show versus Bud Nustin. For weeks, almost months at this point, File MK held on to that title slot. And nothing could take it away from him, except apparently his ego. Because he put that title slot up for grabs on a whim. He felt so confident in his ability to beat Bud Nustin during the 1v1 Rainbow Six Invitational Duel that he put up his title slot, like I just said. And Bud Nustin happily agreed. Now, File MK also put a little bit of stipulation that if Bud Nustin lost, he would have to strip down to his underwear. Now, that's a throwback to our underwear match. You guys go check it out. All right, but what I want to do now is I want to show you that final round of the duel where Bud Nustin clenched not only the victory, but also the chance to win the Professional Gamers Federation Championship. So let's bring that up. There it is. Let's bring that up and watch as File MK and Bud Nustin
right now.
File MK clearly has a plan.
Have their fight.
And is not afraid to implement it. We're going to jump back over to Nustin to see what he is up to. Oh no, Bud Nustin has been flashed. Hard to see. Sprinkly, what is he going to do? We apologize for the non-audio. The Canadian government. Oh my gosh, Bud Nustin wins!
I was gonna knife him.
Round 5 goes to Bud Nustin, and he is the winner of the Rainbow Six Siege PGF Invitational main event.
I didn't get to do what I wanted to. I didn't have to. I didn't even have to do my little troll prank. It's too easy.
Oh, man, I can tell you, if you weren't there live, it doesn't hit quite as hard as the replay. But if you didn't see that 1v1 duel between Bud Nustin and File MK, you got to go back and watch that VOD, y'all. That event was nuts. It was crazy. These dudes would not give up. The skills that Bud Nustin showed to clinch that title slot, I'm telling you right now, it was amazing. We had another side of File that you guys saw earlier, man. He threw his headphones, almost breaking them. And it's pretty amazing to see File in this state. I'm not used to seeing File so frustrated
Normally, in spite of all the attacks, all the people doubting him, you know, I know File as a fighter. Okay, he is a person who puts his nose down and fights for what he wants to win. And since he's been at the PGF, boy, has it been a fight. He came in so bright, so bushy, and just ready to dominate. And it just seems as of late, the last couple events, File MK really isn't finding the surface under his feet that I'm sure he would hope to find, right? And that honestly brings me straight to, we had one more call in. Pretty cool. New system. Hey, when it works well, right? But we had another call in from, believe it or not, File MK's fan. Because File's been doing this a long time, y'all. Many, many, many years has File MK been on the internet. And he has some old school fans that still have his back. Because as much as File is young, his fans are strong. So let's check out, hopefully it's a little bit different energy than the Big Mac Daddy call. But let's see. You got it ready? Okay, bringing that up. All right, here's that call.
Hi, Marcus. I'm a big fan of the show.
No, you idiots. Wrong one. I'm the idiot. Here we go. There it is. All right, File 2. Ironic enough, 1 and 2. You had 50-50. Realistically, it's 49-49 because there is one chance that you click and the battery dies and nothing happens. That's why nothing's ever really 50-50 because there's always an extenuating circumstance that may make the outcome unpredictable. That's called life, people. Happens every day. So anyway, I digress. As we get up the second one, here we go. All right, you got it? I got it. Play it. There it is. Oh, God.
Is this... Hello? Hello? Yeah, my name is... Oh, my name is Jimmy. Jimmy from where? Dad? Oh, God. Illinois? I'm Timmy from Illinois. Hi. Hi, Mark. Oh, yeah. My... I wrote it. I got it down here. So I'm probably File's biggest fan. I mean, no, I'm telling him. So nobody's really a bigger fan of File MK than me. And, as basically his, only fan, I have to know why was he being such a bitch during that last match? He threw his headphones and, I mean, all of his fans, me, we couldn't believe what he was doing because he's normally such a good guy. And so Marcus, I don't know. I just hope you could ask him why. Because he's not a bitch. He's File. He's File MK. And we like non-bitch File. So, that's my question. Did I do good, Dad?
Easy question. Oh.
Now put your belt back on, Daddy.
What?
No, Daddy, why?
Turn this off.
You said I could save it, Daddy. Ah!
Well, Timmy? Was that Timmy from Utah? I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, I did. Is that Bud Nustin? Oh, well, let him. So for those unaware, the way the PGF operates, it is a 24/7 open server that our professional gamers gain access to. We can't stop them. Once they're in here, they're in here. Hello, Mr. Bud Nustin. Thank you so much for joining us on the Battle Pass. How are you doing, sir? One second, Nustin. I was just told that we can't hear you. Give me just 1 second to get you squared away. Stand by, my friends. We have the one,
the only, and the infamously amazing Butt Nustin with us. But as you guys know, if it's not a technical difficulty kind of day, we're not doing it with the PGF. So please just stand by for me real quick, Nustin. It'll take 2 shakes of an elephant's tip, and we will be back rocking and rolling. All right,
just
Nustin,
when we got the
are
new
you
interns, I'm here. Did
Wonderful.
the interns figure it out?
Oh, yeah. Well, when it comes to interns, I can tell you these sons of guns are worth every penny. We don't pay them. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
So let me do one quick, any echo? I think we're good. Okay, so let me say it again. Butt Nustin is here, and we are blessed. Absolutely. These guys get to come in because when it comes to the PGF, we have the best people, and we trust the best people. So we are blessed right again. Butt Nustin, hello. As you just heard, we just had one of our File MK's fans call in. A little intense at the end, but ultimately we try not to make assumptions, and we're just going to focus on the fact that File MK's fans seem to have a little trouble. So anyway, how are you tonight? What brings you here to the Battle Pass, Butt Nustin?
I'm doing amazing. You know, I just figured I'd call in and I'd comment, you know, kind of piggyback off of you know, poor little Timmy. But you know, I'm honestly
Poor
shocked regarding File that he didn't call to ask him when he's streaming Fortnite again. You know, it sounds like that's the only form of media that his audience consumes. You know, they're not real gamers. They're barely old enough to play Wizard 101 if they even know about that game. Rest in peace, the GOAT Merle Ambrose. You know, but
Of course,
you know,
of course.
I guess File attracts his own kind with his audience. You know, little children. And that's exactly what I made File look like last week at the PGF Rainbow Six Siege Invitational. A lost little child when I took his championship title slot and basically solidified Butt Nustin and the Big Mac Daddy as the greatest duo to ever grace the PGF.
Now, as you can see, this is exactly why we give these guys the access we do. Because when it comes to hitting us with both barrels, nobody does it better than Butt Nustin. Damn, that is some powerful words for File MK. And you said it great, Nustin. You showed up in spades at that last Rainbow Six Invitational event. How did it feel to just be dominating over and over in basically every event that you were in?
You know, I mean, it felt good because I was finally given an opportunity and an outlet on a fair, level playing ground to prove that I truly belong in this league, that I belong in the PGF.
Absolutely, and as you know, we love to watch it because the skill that you were putting out, it was a marvel to see. And we just, every time you show up, we just thank you because it's amazing. Now, one thing though, as you might have heard, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but we actually had a fan of the Big Mac Daddies call in who remembers from way back when that wayward love affair that I thought was one for the history books. Just how did it feel to have such an old story brought up?
Well, look. Let's get a couple things straight. I wouldn't necessarily call it a love affair. You know, we had a couple of nights out after a couple of PGF shows. You know, enjoyed each other's company. You know, but it was never anything too serious. And I tried to break that to her. It seemed like it was a mutual breakup. You know, a guy like me, I got 51 different girls in 50 different states. You know, I got to keep a tight roster, and she kind of had a hard time understanding that.
Well, I can say, make sure you're going to the doctor at least somewhat regular, because that kind of tale you only see at the end of a nightmare sometimes. But when it comes to Butt Nustin, nobody does it safer than this guy. And I can tell you, you just never fail to put a smile on my face, Nustin. Honestly, man.
Top tier quality. That PGF health insurance got me covered. I got nothing to worry about.
Absolutely, because if our PGF gamers fall, the Professional Gamers Federation falls. And I tell you, anything real quick, Nustin, we actually had Z-Diz coming in and just spraying a little praise. Oh, excuse me, Johnny Malone here. Just wanted to let him know that he is proud of you, Butt Nustin. You showed that MF File how to be a professional.
I can't agree anymore. You know, I mean, hey, I'm trying to take after Big Mac Daddy. Over the past couple of weeks, he's really been showing me the ropes ever since that Halo event. You know, I'm trying to take after him. I mentioned earlier in the chat, you know, that's kind of why I don't associate with File. That's kind of why the Rainbow Six Siege event turned out as sour as it did in that little second round, a round we should have easily won. You know, because he's just not a professional. He's not a professional like the Big Mac Daddy, like File, or like Johnny the Mouth and I are. Or not File. File's not a gentleman. What am I saying? He's nothing.
Well,
he's not a
File, he definitely can seep into your brain, and it's easy to say, but I definitely know what you mean.
He's a parasite.
Well, the elevation that I have seen out of how you have taken to the digital octagon, because not more than 2 months ago, you spoke of the PGF more as like a stepping stone, just an extra notch in the belt. And hearing now you speak to such a competitive level, you know, you really sound like you are pushing for true success in the PGF. Is that fair and appropriate to say?
Oh yeah, obviously. You know, this league is no joke. I will argue. Yes, this is what I would like to be, is another notch under my belt. But this is by no means one of those casual leagues that I can kind of just show up. And I realized that a couple of weeks into my first initial stints in the PGF, that this is something that I got to lock in for if I want to truly be the best at.
That is fantastic to hear, because you locked in is a sight to see. So one last question I got for you. Coming up October 31st, Night of Nightmares, you are going against the Big Mac Daddy Show. But before that, you actually have to work together in this week's Halo event. How do you feel about competing in one end and working together in the next?
I mean, honestly, I'm excited for both events. They're only going to make the Big Mac Daddy and I better by facing each other. The old saying is iron sharpens iron, and we are probably the precipice of the PGF right now. Big Mac Daddy and I, we're at the top, and we're going to stay at the top for a while. So I'm excited to work with him tomorrow, and I'm even more excited to kind of learn from him as the weeks go on and kind of adapt from him. I can guarantee you we're going to put on a hell of a show October 31st, and no matter who wins, it's going to stay the same thing. But Nustin and Big Mac Daddy are going to be the head of the PGF.
Hot damn. Well, that sends chills down my spine, and I love to hear it. Well, again, Bud Nustin, anything else you got to say before heading out?
PGF for life. That's it.
Wonderful, sir. Well, thank you so much, Bud Nustin, for being here and sharing your time with the Battle Pass and, of course, the fans of the PGF, man. That is so awesome. So I misspoke. So Johnny Malone is, in fact, using an account. I should have known better. When it comes to Johnny, you just got to hang on tight like a popcorn kernel in a cast iron skillet. Because as soon as Johnny pops, who knows where it's going. And if you've ever made popcorn in a popcorn skillet, I can tell you that reference makes a whole lot more sense. So let me see, just to make sure that I can actually get back to my vacation, and good old Larry G himself leaves me alone until this Friday, where, of course, I'm coming again to each and every one of your beautiful eyeballs with all of the wonderful professional gamers at this week's Halo event. It's going to be awesome, y'all. We got some classic campaign levels that our professional gamers are going to be competing off against. We have a just chaos-filled, free-for-all match where winner take all, glory and bragging rights are some of the best accolades you can get. And then we are going into a 2v2 capture the flag match, which will also, I'm sure, be nothing like you have ever seen before. Now, I can tell you, I'm going to leave it at this. We have a little bit of time if there's any questions from the crowd, but ultimately, all I can say is the PGF isn't going anywhere. We are ramping up more than you have ever seen. As you can see, our gamers are rowdy and ready. They jump in where they're not invited because they know that they are going to make it excellent for each and every one of you people who are watching. So if you haven't told your friends, if you haven't told your family, I want to be on your Thanksgiving television. All right, the PGF wants to be
for Christmas. All right? We want to be sitting in your vacation home right now. And I know that's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of seeing us until that actually happens. So if there's no questions, I think I'm going to leave you at this. If you don't take time for yourself, you'll never have time for anybody else. So make sure that the person you love the most is you. And the person you love the second most is the PGF. Thank you, legends, for being here. Thank you for being you. And I will see each and every one of you this Friday for another amazing PGF live event. We'll see you there.
The threat of the game is here to stay. Clash of the Titans still on display. Only the best can see